Good morning, everybody, or afternoon, or your regional equivalent, and welcome back to Swin with Jonas, Oddy, Schneider, and Dame, and Will is sort of in the background, and maybe he'll pitch in later.
Honestly, this took way too long to get back to.
It took way too long. Welcome to Swin and the Medorians and the Last Stand Navy and Stars Without Number and the Forever Cold War and Lunar Class Problem. Finally. And space, exactly, Dame. Alright, so, last we left off our daring heroes. Heroes? Sure, why not? We can leave it at that.
Individual nature.
Our daring individuals of a group nature had crash landed, well, not crash landed, had belly flopped onto the freaking Lunar Class Supreme, no, what am I saying? Onto the Lunar Class Mothership of the, one of the Medorian's Lunar Class motherships, had begun to infiltrate it and attack it, and I fell down a long chute and got stuck in this massive underground city, deep within the Lunar Class warship. They fought some Lost, which I later discovered that XCOM 2 Enemy War of the Chosen had already come up with, so that's a tragedy. But they fought some Lost. They got on a tram, because there's always trams in my games, as Oddy I think once commented to my amusement. They pitched up at this.
There may also be a veteran squad coming in behind them.
Yes, there may also be another playthrough that some other guys are doing that's coming through behind these guys, and
That you still haven't uploaded any of.
I haven't uploaded any of. Yes, absolutely correct. I'll get to that eventually. Anyway,
2020.
for those of you watching in 2035, no. So they
You may have seen the first episode.
You might have seen the first episode, but anyway. So these guys have gotten along. They went through this pitch black dark city with these monsters leaping about and whatever not. And eventually, on this tram, this old dilapidated monorail almost, they arrived at this massive tower. And the place was just pitch black, and there were scorch marks and explosions and all. And they found an LSN guy called Halen, which they managed to save. He was bleeding out. Obviously, he had had a run-in with the monster as well as the rest of his squad, the information of which they gathered from looking around and just finding stuff. So the guys attempted. So there's this massive tower which is here and it extends up into the eternal darkness. And the guys went to it, tried to access it, but when trying to access it, there's this big screen, and on it was a presenter guy saying, "Welcome to the something something," very difficult to decipher because it was very old Earth or like very old Terran, sort of expanse age language, very 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 old in relative consistency to where these guys currently are in the timeline. So the door started to open, the lift at the top of the tower was probably doing something. And behind them arrived the Metagragor, this massive monster that just came boof, boof, boof. And
We showed it in the face.
with great luck and gusto, they managed to avoid its nigh on insta-kill attacks, dive out of the way, not get crushed and ripped. Meki didn't get grabbed a couple of times that he could have, and the one time that he did, he screeched and saved himself from being torn in half.
You mean with great ease, right?
With great. Okay, fine. Please stop tooting your own trump.
But
So-
I so enjoy. But I so enjoy it.
Remind me to add a couple more hush fuzz to the Assassin's playthrough. Anyway.
Fair enough. I can respect that. I can respect that. Fair enough.
So the guys managed to defeat the Metagrago with some difficulty, or as Jonas wants to say, some ease. Although they were stupidly lucky with their rolls a few times, which is very good for them. They also Oddy managed to activate some defensive system, and some droids dropped out, some mechs basically, some mech marines. Not on the Supreme Commander says Jonas. Be quiet. Some mech marines dropped down from the top of the tower.
So they're not 11 meters tall with railguns for arms.
Exactly, it's a
Shit.
tragedy. So they dropped down from the top of the tower.
Not
They-
yet.
Not yet, Oddy.
Rapid fire railguns would be nice.
They dropped down from
Not gonna lie.
the top of the tower with kinetic weapons, and they fired on the thing. And only one of them is still alive, and last I remember, the team wanted to save it and turn it into their personal pet, which I love.
Yes.
That
We
was,
need another Mackie.
Dame was like, we need this other Mickey. We need it. We're getting it. It's gonna survive. And
I mean, it's our squad. It's in your squad. Is anyone surprised? We are a capture squad.
yeah, you guys are capture squad. It's the only one alive right now, so you need to try and keep it alive. There's a lost one right on it. And so this was, and then defeating. Once you guys had defeated in air quotes the Metagrago, it fell down. Oddie tried to send Mickey into its bowels. And Mickey kind of got electrocuted and lost contact. And then got thrown out as Oddie and Jonas were trying to get in and see what was going on. And out of it burst this massive spindly creature with electricity arcing across its surface and these long spindly things. And it seems to have some sort of telekinetic power, although it's probably not like other sci-fi universes. This is patently Medorian. Or probably not, I don't know, who cares. So that happened, and now these guys are fighting it. They've realized that, well, everything except kinetic and punching it, which is kinetic anyway, but it's more melee in a sense, doesn't do very much to it. It does a little bit of damage, but punching it and just shooting it with bullets is more effective than, say, lasers or Galzion. Is kind of what they figured out.
So it's basically me and Mackie who can actually do good damage to this thing.
Yeah, and the Mech Marine. The Mech Marine actually does a lot of extra damage because of its weapon, which is very fun. But yeah, so the last we left off, these guys were doing their thing. I can't remember if this thing actually took its go or didn't.
Me neither, because you haven't uploaded the most recent episode.
If I remember,
true.
we said no. If I remember, we said let's end it here before it takes its turn.
Oh yes, okay, thank you, Dan. No, perfect. That makes absolute sense.
Yeah,
Good stuff.
makes sense.
We could have got it
It's
to
at the
pass.
start of the turn order, right?
Yes, yeah. Oh no, yeah, absolutely, spot on. Okay, yes. So
Yeah, that's fine.
now I get.
And I think my remastered Vector cannon is also kinetic.
Yes, it is. It is
Sure.
also kinetic. So
But
Oddie
it's
can
not.
Oddie can also. Well, Oddie can do some like bleed damage or something.
Yeah.
I'm not sure how it works out with this. I remember Oddie.
I think he just takes more damage from that.
He does. I don't think he can
Just
really
don't-
take
not
bleed
over
damage from
time.
you guys. Yeah. So okay. So now okay. So you guys have been punching it and shooting it and just throwing it all hell upon it. And behind it, it seems to have caused some sort of disturbance within the Lost. It's all the Lost have turned on each other when previously they were very calm. All of them except for these. Okay, I actually need to ping it on the other screen so the viewers can see. Except for these two guys, who seem to be more lost than have it together. That seem to actually be very aware and intelligent. I mean, they walked over Schneider's trip mine, which I find hilarious. They walked over it, and they seem to be leading the Lost, or were until now, and now they're trying to just. LSN. Okay, we'll cease. Oh my god. We're doing that whole thing. And yeah, I think that's actually all of us. That's everything caught up. Oh, also the elevator finally reached the bottom, because Oddie didn't realize that when I was saying the elevator was active, I meant it was coming down instead of being online. And so it reached the bottom, and these two Hushvas have now come out. They're the medium-sized ones, so they're scary. Also, Halen crept inside, and as the elevator came down, he just jumped out of the way. So, okay, great. This thing, standing in the midst of all of you, getting punched, which is ridiculous, but hilarious, is getting punched and shot at, and is actually kind of getting a bit annoyed. And it, with its two arms, it just... Yeah, okay. Here, I should probably actually roll this instead of just making it be a thing, otherwise that's a bit unfair. That's not how you spell that. There we go. Okay. That is correct. It does this. Dame, what's your AC?
So like an 8 or a 9.
Not high enough.
Not high enough. Oh,
It's
also,
You mean
yes.
you mean not low enough?
Also,
It's
Dame took some AC damage last time because he got grabbed by the Metagragor
I
and got
know. That's
squished,
why I'm up to 8.
which is hilarious. So he's now up to 8 instead of 7. Okay, Dame, you take
I'm in danger.
you take that. Oddie, what's yours?
6.
6.
I'm down to 5.
I'm 5.
Cash
Come
roll,
on.
not 20.
And
Becky's
beautiful.
5.
Okay, yeah, I already rolled Mickey, so Mickey got smacked as well. Okay, so all 3 of you get sent flying across the room and kind of skid across the ground.
Of course I can hit her max damage. Why wouldn't I? I'm down to
Eh.
5 hit.
Already got not 20'd.
Jonas,
Doesn't matter.
could you please give me a mental save?
I expected that. I was like, he's gonna do something to me and Schneider as well. I just know it. Nope.
Oh shit. Okay. Jonas once again feels his entire body tingling, and as the thing stretches out an arm of spindly flesh, the electricity arcs from its fingers round the Jonas's body, and Jonas just starts shivering and shaking. Jonas, please pick one of your weapons to just drop on the ground.
Oh, you know, the old service pistol.
Okay, one of your medium weapons, not a pistol.
You said one of your weapons. I'm just saying.
Either your
just
Neull or your Galzion rifle. Pick one.
I'm
Go.
dropping the gas ion.
Yeah, I expect
Go.
it. Okay. By the way, I dropped stuff in yellow, just so everyone always remembers. And I'll just put the
It was worth a shot.
it was worth a shot. I'll put the Neull there, so it kind of flies.
You mean,
I mean the Galzion
Galzion.
rifle. Sorry, the Galzion. And Jonas, just okay. That's basically it. Just yeah. You take. Jonas, just roll me 1d6. Okay, that's fine. You're fine. You just get stunned for. You just lose one action point for the next round. That's it. And
Oh, motherfucker.
and Schneider, you're absolutely fine.
Oh, I didn't even fucking try to do anything, Schneider.
Well,
Wow.
yeah.
Well, that's saying that Snyder's not a problem to him.
True.
Yeah.
Well, it yet. Oh, I like Schneider when he gets uppity with this. Okay. So that was his 2 actions. He smacked the guys on the right, and then he reached out his arm to Jonas. Okay. Dame, give me something you want to do.
Well, I have 5 HP left.
I'd recommend shooting the lost that's about to be on you.
Holy shit. 5
So,
HP is
I'm
bad.
I'm just yeah, I have the most HP in the group, by the way. 42.
My max is 55.
Oh.
Yeah,
Well-
the Talantas have more.
Yeah.
Go
Just
for it, Dame.
gonna-
Hurry up.
Shotgun.
You gave your shotgun to Halen.
Piss.
You can run. I mean, there's nothing stopping you from running and getting on something if you want to.
Guardian beam.
Okay, well that'll work, I suppose.
Just
And
it.
the lost AP is AC is 6.
Who's betting I'm gonna miss?
Not me. Hurry up and fire. Excellent. So you fire your beam, hits the thing in the face. It takes 10 damage and just kind of it stands there and just takes it, and the energy just pulses around. It sizzles in bits. Okay, well done. That was your turn.
That normally works.
Okay. Oh wait, sorry. You have one more action. My apologies. You still have
I
one more action.
reload.
Okay, fantastic. Mick Marine. Okay, Mick Marine. What's she gonna do? It needs to roll its. Okay. So it rolled a 13. Glowing beams stretch from the mech's many optical sensors and brush across the surface of the world around it. I mean, oh crap. Okay, that's.
It's gonna attack us.
It turns and just shoots at the Lost. That's all it does. It doesn't even move. Actually, you know what? Because it's such close proximity, it gets to do a. Okay, wait, that's actually wrong. That should be that. Okay, it gets to do 2 of these because it's a freaking mech marine. 5 and 5. Hey, it does 3 damage. The mech marine turns and just punches the Lost.
I will engage you in fisticuffs.
I shall engage you in close quarters combat. Okay.
Challenge thee to a bout of fisticuffs.
Absolutely. Give me a second. Okay, sorry. So the mech marine does that. All right, guys. Mickey, what you gonna do?
Charge.
Okay.
And attack.
You sound so tired, Oddy.
Like I said, I am ill.
Oh yeah, you and me. That's a complete shame.
What's the AC?
Of the big bad. Mickey is melee, so it's an AC of 1.
AC of what?
Really? I'm pretty sure it was better than that, mate.
Was it
Yeah, I was pretty
was it a-
sure.
Oh no, sorry. Kinetic is 1, melee is 2. My apologies. Kinetic is like 1, AC 1, because everything else is like 0. I think that's how I.
I'm not so sure about it.
Well, go through the chat logs and go see who did what.
I seem to remember it differently. Well, I mean, we have to scroll up through like 2 engagements of fucking assassins for it.
Oh crap, you're right. You're right. Dan or Shaw, Halen, opacity rectifier. When did Halen shoot with the opacity rectifier? I don't know.
He macrolled it.
Oh, it was camo. Oh, it was camo. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Okay, well, that's just how it is. All right. So just did you make an attack, Audi, or not? Make the effort.
No, not yet.
AC2.
AC2. Sure.
Absolutely.
Looks like we missed then, we're gonna die.
So Mickey runs up and climbs up the side of the beast and just gives it a cold
Melee was
smack.
AC2.
Yeah, it was AC good too. Good. Okay, that's cool.
I'm not checked. Okay, yeah, kinetics appear to be AC1 as well.
Thoughts
You
up.
appear to have been correct.
Yes, that's alright. Okay. So Mickey gets up and tries to claw at the thing, but it's so spindly. The leg that Mickey tries to swipe at just moves out of the way, and Mickey misses, unfortunately. Okay, Schneider, the one person left unaffected.
Also, the one person that can't do much damage to it at all.
Yeah, I was gonna say clear the Lost.
It would clear the lost to work on what's above us.
Yeah.
Above us is a bad thing too.
Yeah, exactly. That's too harsh for us. The 3 of us
Lost
know
at the
exactly
beginning.
how much damage those fucking things
Yeah.
can do.
Like, to be honest, we can spread fire the Lost Men if they get too close.
True, but I was thinking primarily about that one. Because we want the Mech Marine. And the Mech Marine's doing really good damage against the big guy as well. Because he's got kinetics, you know? That's what I was
can go-
thinking, mainly.
Well, if I go like,
Again, Schneider, you can click and grab your own token.
I
then
know,
I-
I
I-
know.
Then
I'm just
fucking-
way too.
Wait! So much easier.
Poor Schneider. It's alright. Let him let him do it
My
the Schneider way.
muscle like my muscle memory isn't like I think you call it that. Yeah.
Yeah, you're
My
right.
muscle
You're right.
memory isn't even. It's not used to it at all. So
It's
Yeah,
alright.
it's bad, but-
It's alright, Schneider. Go for it.
I'm gonna, yeah, I'm gonna dual wheel Illyrion, the top and the bottom guy. So
Alright, go for it.
that's an 86 on them. That's the first shot. Second.
Nice. Okay, great
Oh.
stuff.
First is top, second is bottom, I take it? Because you said
Mhm.
top and then bottom.
Yeah,
Yep.
that's great. Okay, 9. The one that was attacking Mickey, you shoot it in the back, and it falls forward into not Mickey. It falls forward into the mech, and the mech just punches in the face, and it just falls over sideways, dead. So that was your go. Okay.
And the one in bottom.
You shoot it. So you turn, shot it a couple times, but it's still standing and still trying to claw at this other lost guy.
I'm a reload man now.
Perfect. That's literally your entire turn.
Yeah, exactly.
Actually, you only have 1 AC. You can't. Because it takes an entire turn to reload it, so you don't actually have the AC. I mean the AP. Fine.
Half reload the fucking hell.
Okay, you can half reload it. That's alright. I'm a generous game master.
You are.
Shame.
I mean, it makes sense because it shows.
Yeah, exactly. Just
It's
ching,
not
ching, ching,
magazine
ching.
based.
So it's fine. Okay, Oddie, what you want to do?
I'm debating of doing something.
Well,
Going over to the commander and heal him or attacking the creature.
should probably heal him. He's about to die. And he is kind of your only linked ops. And there's like...
I'll just take the comms set.
Fine.
Yeah, shouldn't be that mean, should I?
No. Well, the thing is that if he dies, technically his stuff just gets shredded with him, with his body. So I mean, doesn't
Not
really
if I take
work.
not if I take it off him while he's alive.
It's a bulky command battle suite. That's just like on him. You can't just rip it off. It's not like a shirt.
I appreciate that.
It's 5 extra health. Be grateful.
No,
jeez.
I legitimately appreciate that. I wasn't actually being sarcastic. You've doubled my HP.
Oh shit, that's really bad. Stable nanobiotech heals 3d3 HP per shot, can overheal but heal health drops down to normal HP at a rate of 2 per turn. Uses 7 per normal combat engagements. Yeah, so Odie can still do it a few more times. So +5. Dame, I assume you've given that to yourself already?
Yep.
Excellent. And that's Odie's entire turn. Okay. So, the two lost gentlemen, or lost marines, or whatever, lost officers perhaps, they're desperately trying not to kill their people. And so the one guy, the guy on the right, that should be that. Okay, thank you. The guy on the right just turns to the lost next to him and slams his rifle right into the thing's face and bashes it back unconscious, and it slams onto the floor. Kaboof! Out cold for the next turn. Don't let me forget that. And the other guy, pardon me, the other guy effectively does the same thing. So he bashes him down, and then he runs over to help his friend. And this guy smacks both of these other two. Sheesh, 6 and 5. Okay, well they're rolling very well today. 6.
What is it with the NPCs dealing more damage than us? It's not just me, right?
Bah,
Like
bah.
those
Yeah?
It is.
Marines were great.
It is just you. TVH.
It's alright. It's alright, Dan. Okay, so those two guys have done with it, and as Schneider, as the guy on the right was bashed the one that was attacking him, he turns to you and gives you like a thumbs up, and then he just turns on his heel and runs to help his comrade. Obviously, because you shot the blooming thing. Okay, that's their turn. Oh wait, no, all the lost have to go. Oh shit.
Can't wait.
Hey, how's it going?
Okay, so these other two lost just claw at their well, what was once their comrades. And lost claw and okay, that's not very nice. Those two do that. The one on Schneider's right runs all the way up to him and just dive and throws a claw right at him. Schneider, you have an AC of 3, don't you?
3. Yep.
Perfect. I'm glad I'm remembering this stuff. Why?
Oh.
That thing has done more damage to you than the bloody Metagragor.
Oh, my health since last session isn't even
Nice.
Yo,
still here.
I
So-
felt it as well. Trust me.
The other one moves up.
You're still feeling it.
And the one right next to you, Dave. Because
Yeah, that's
Oddie,
why I chose this side.
because
No.
Oddie is healing
No.
him.
No.
Oddie,
Is it a rational? Here's the question: is it a rational creature, or is it going to attack the thing that shot a laser at it?
it's going to attack the thing which is holding a glowing heal device.
Does it know it heals?
No. It's no, David. It smacks at you. I'm sorry.
I want to see if
God.
it was actually intelligent.
They are slightly. AC. So you have 8, right?
Yup.
Oh shit.
Good night, sweet prince.
Good night, sweet prince.
As long as you don't take, you
It
down
just needs to roll
from
below
10 health.
average.
Oh.
It rolled above average. It rolled max damage.
Oh god. Oh.
-3, baby.
So it dives at you, and as Oddie, the problem is that Oddie took off one of your armor plates to try and heal you up, but it dives and hits Oddie out of the way and just shoves a claw right into your chest. And from the pure shock of it and from the blood that's just now spurting out, you just collapse and faint effectively of blood loss. You're not dead, but you are in a very critical position. Actually,
See, it's times like this
Where you gone?
when just a packet of Last Stand would be amazing.
from the distance, a Velrail shot sounds out, and this canister of this big chunk of metal comes and smashes into the ground. Attached to it is a little canister of Last Stand. If only.
There's no death saving rules in Sweden. I just realized.
No.
Yep.
You guys, yeah. Okay, so this is the way it works, guys. Whenever you get killed or critically injured, in a sense, you will be knocked out, effectively be useless for the rest of the round unless someone uses a very specialized like revive on you, or someone can heal you consistently for like 3 turns. So if Oddie can
Nope.
drag Dame off and heal him
Nope.
consistently for 3 turns, Dame can get back on
Nope.
his feet. This applies to the rest of you as well. What are my other rules? That's actually pretty much it. If all of you go down, Mavis Mavericks will appear and save your asses from eternal death, basically. Also, if at any point you abandon each other, that's not canonical and will not happen.
Yep.
Unless, of course, it's like overwhelming odds and like Jonas is lying there
Like
bleeding
this.
and he goes to Schneider, run! Just forget about me and run! Then it can be canonical, but otherwise, no. So yeah, you know.
I don't think the brothers will abandon each other.
No, but if it's like a dash for like safety to the one
I
person.
think me and
right,
Meki
that's-
might.
And also, getting knocked out comes with certain permanent issues.
He has brain damage, don't he?
No, it's not like that. But it's I'll come to it when it's necessary to worry about it. But for now, just that's basic. This is how it is. Okay, so that's the Lost, and the other Lost continue to claw at each other. But some of them, by the tram, smell the rank acids of the Metagragor's blood that's just bubbling all over the place. Because the Metagragor shell is like, it's like bubbling this sort of almost orange. What the hell did I just do? Sort of almost orange pus-like something. It's horrific, and the Lost can smell it, and I'm just climbing onto this thing and just slowly coming across. Some of it are at least. Okay, now the big monster in the middle. It's looking at this whole system around it. It's got a lot of shards of metal. It's got Neull shells at its side. It's got some burn marks on its face from the beam. Although it didn't really do too much damage, it still hit it in its face.
It has a few bruises as well,
And
probably.
it's got a good couple of bruises from LSN exosuits just punching it repeatedly, and from the Mech Marines. And it turns, and it doesn't even need to turn. It feels that the Hushfas are there. And it just turns and jumps, if I can please give it an athletics roll. Oh my word, okay, that's a little overpowered. It turns, jumps, and starts to climb up the tower. Like a massive spider, it just slowly starts to climb up the bloody tower with its body. The electricity pulsing between it and the tower. It's sort of like almost pulling it onto the thing, and it just scampers up the bloody thing into the darkness far above you.
I forgot those were there.
Yeah.
Oh, it left.
It climbs all the way. It's climbing the tower. You can still probably shoot at it if you want, but that's up to you.
Nope.
Okay, great. So it's now out of the count.
This little bitch.
And of course, it also counted for the Hushfas. Actually, I'll let the Hushfas roll separately here because I actually forgot to roll them. Roll initiative, please. Oh, they get 2. You are spared from the fire just for a little while.
Oh God.
Okay. Because they are the most recent. But unfortunately, because I haven't actually given them a go and they arrived last round, they get to go a little bit.
They get to move.
They run up, and obviously as they were going past, they were looking at the big monster that just ran, and they can see the smouldering husk of the Metagragor, and they're not very impressed. One of them gets up to Meki.
By us or by the Metagragor?
They're not very impressed by the fact that the Metagragor has been okay. I'm using very strange language. They look very unhappy about the fact that their Metagragor has been damaged beyond repair. So it's just the state of things. One of them claws its way up to Meki, but Meki is just out of reach.
Also, Labs, beyond repair, you underestimate our power.
Oh no,
I'm sorry, I'm literally sorry. I don't think we're about to take it.
I don't care how many Mechie cores we need to attack, but it will move.
No, I
Oh, my
believe
Lord.
it uses psionic
Oh jeez.
connection. This thing was alive.
Okay, anyway, just be
Well,
quiet.
We'll make a psionic robot core.
Somebody,
Time to do that.
somebody go find.
Enough crits can do anything.
Somebody go find.
Enough crits can do it.
Oh, I love it. Okay, okay, Dame, you have an action. Use it wise. Okay, Whale. Well, you don't really have an action. What you can do is you can crawl about 15 feet. In your, actually no wait, you're bleeding and fainted. I said. Okay, never mind. You can't do anything. Sorry. Also, if you're like really damaged and hurt and on the ground, but you haven't been like knocked out or something like that, you can like crawl a little bit. Is another rule. That's actually what I was trying to remember. You can crawl a little bit just to maybe, hopefully, get somewhere where you can be revived. If say it's like in the middle of a massive fight or something.
Okay.
That's
I
just something
spend
for
my
later.
turn bleeding.
Basically, well, yeah. Mech Marine. Okay, Mech Marine. You get to do what you always do. Sensory
Fail.
assessment. Glowing beams stretch from the mech's many optical sensors and brush across the surface of the world around it. It scored very. Oh
Oh,
god.
I feel terribly.
Oh
I-
god. Oh, why? Why?
See no evil. See no evil. Do no evil.
The mech stands there motionless. It's
Wow.
Well, it stands there motionless, is looking at you, Schneider, raises its weapon, but doesn't pull its trigger, and it like walks forward 2 paces.
This is why AI is a bad idea.
Talking about this is a great idea.
Well, no. See,
It's
this
a-
isn't why AI is a bad idea. IDD 223 is why AI is a bad idea.
Yeah.
Mm.
ID223 has already won this war.
Oh no, Oddie's showing his true colors. Okay, what's Mickey gonna do?
Mech has the high ground.
He does have the high ground.
Please chop off its arms and 2 of its legs.
And push it into lava.
Yes.
Unfortunately, I don't see any.
Skywalker it. Go full
Exactly.
Skywalker on that ass.
It has an AC of 3. What did I say the little one was?
I honestly
I
can't.
can't.
The ones in Assassins were stronger than the ones were ever going to be in this anyway.
No, exactly. Which is the ones in Assassins had an AC of 2. These ones have an AC of 3, so they're slightly better, but not by much. Nice, 16 damage.
Come at me, bro.
Come at me, bro. Okay, so okay, I'm just saving my data for these things because I forgot to write down the small's AC, which I think I had, but then I accidentally busted. So you do 16. So Mickey, describe it to me, Audie. What does Mickey do?
In his robot language says I have the high ground.
Fucking hell. The Hashra does
Beep, 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 beep.
the Hashra does a backflip up onto the top of the Metagrugger, and Mickey just with his carburetor just cuts it. Ach, if only.
At least takes one. At least take a finger off.
Oh yeah, no, it cuts off one of the Hashra's like 6 limbs. Sure. How many? I can't remember how many limbs the Hashra has. No, it's got 4. It's only got 4. Okay, it severely damages one of its limbs, and like
Or takes one. Or takes one of its things on its face.
Oh
off.
sure, yeah, no, it cuts off one of the little. You know, Mickey cuts off 2 of the spindly things and leaves a big gash in the side of the. Not a big. It's actually a very small gash. It's like you've barely done any damage. What? Never mind. Let's move on. So that
Yeah.
was, and Mickey can still move a little bit.
I said there's something else he could do, but maybe not.
Ooh,
Scream.
pardon me. No, you can't not yet. You can't not yet. Sorry. Do you want to make a move with him, or do you want to keep him where he is?
Moves a bit further down.
Okay, sure. Alright. Schneider, what did you like to do?
Kill everyone.
Respectable.
Love everyone.
But we're your friends.
No, oh,
That's I thought we were.
wait. You have 2 actions if you don't go anywhere. So,
Yeah,
which means I can reload and fire. Wait a
absolutely. Can reload and fire.
So anyone happen to know how much ammo an Illyrian SMG has? I'm just gonna go into Ferolder down for a sec.
Okay, go for it.
Yeah, Schneider. Way I solved that issue, I only because we tend to have 2 tabs for each of our weapons. I only drain the ammo on one of them.
Yeah, good idea. I do that on the Calcium for some reason, but not on the other area.
That's alright.
I
That's
don't know
alright.
why. Give me a break.
Shame, Schneider. Okay. Well, you can
5
still.
shots.
That sounds about right. That sounds about right for an Illyrian.
Yeah.
Because it's like you're just spraying stuff at it, so you get about 5. But it's like a massive. It's like, well, it's yeah. I'm not going to go into lore stuff right now. We can leave it be. Great stuff. So Schneider, just open fire.
Yep. Well, the two things in front, obvious.
Oh, both of them. Okay, AC 6 both. Yeah. 5 and 12. Okay, so. Oh god.
Rip.
Okay, I'm fine. I'm fine. Oh god. Okay, that's why you don't eat and talk, kids. Okay, so the one in front takes 12 damage, and the one behind takes 5 damage, because the other way around would not make any sense. You happy with that, Shana?
Sure.
Great. Okay, Jonas. You recover from your slight madness.
Absolute bastard. I'm gonna grab my rifle.
Okay.
Then I'm gonna get up there and shoot this fucking Hashva in the back.
Okay, great. It's got an AC of 3. Ooh. 19 damage. Boo 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 boo. Hits it right in the back. And nice. And you you just lift up the Neull and go bah 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 bah, and just shred the thing's rear armor. Its carapace just goes flying. Like purple carapace goes flying off, and it's sort of bleeding the sort of rady, orangey kind of blood goes spurting. And just pellets just go shot and pellets go flying everywhere. It's like just tearing things into bits. Okay, great. But it howls in pain, but it's not down, not yet. Oddie, what do you want to do? Self-inject stable energizer nanobiotech heals by 2 and gives 1 more AP with a 2-turn cooldown. Okay, Oddie, you may do that.
I took a mag fire to the husk in front of me.
You chuck a what?
Don't know how I managed to miss, but it's a mag fire grenade.
Are you chucking it to them or at them?
Where they're standing.
Okay, do you want to kill your friends or not?
The one right in front of me.
What do you mean?
How's it going to kill my friends?
Oh, the hush fire. I heard the lost. I'm sorry, I'm an idiot. Okay, no, sure. So here's how you miss Oddie. You turn and you see this massive Hushra, and you in panic because there's a lost right next to you and there's a Hushra there and it's massive and it's just come out of nowhere. You grab the grenade and just and try to press the button and like try to drop it at its feet, but you throw it a bit too hard and it skids right through the thing's legs and smacks into the wall at the other side and then bursts into fire. Poof. Unfortunately.
At the other side? Fuck me, how far did he throw it?
It went right through went right through the Hushra's legs and just skid through.
Well, that changes things.
It does. I wish I could adjust opacity on these fire things. That would be very nice. Oh well.
Well. Hold on.
Well.
Sorry, Dame. That changed things.
Oddie, did you just run straight through the Oddie, you threw a grenade. It's one of your actions.
3 action points.
Oh, of course. Okay, so Oddie just...
Just for that, I'd move a little bit further closer to the magnet as I climbed over.
Okay. wait.
Oh, that's a bit too
So
much.
there... Wait. I'm just acting it out.
It's the right mouse button, children.
There you go.
For a reason.
You can be there. Alright. You happy with that, Oddie?
Yeah.
Okay, great.
I'm away.
You are away. Okay. Now all the Lost get to move. And the Lost Marines. So...
The loss should be fine now, the creature's gone.
That's actually, thank you, Audie, for literally saying exactly what I was about to say. Would you be quiet?
I might have sonic powers for all I know.
No, actually, that was a very good reminder. I would have actually let it go on for one more, but yeah, it's actually gone far enough away that I should just let it stop. So the Lost. So as the thing flees, first of all, the ones at the back suddenly stop fighting and are like bleary-eyed and confused and horrified at the blood of their own friends on them. It's a bit horrible. It's a bit of horrible, but they all slowly stop fighting, and then the ones with the Marines stop fighting. And then the Marines are like, they're first of all shocked and relieved. The Marines are like trying to hold back the Lost, and the Lost guys just stop, and the Marines just stand there dumbstruck. And they spend a couple seconds breathing. All the Lost just kind of fall to their knees and are barely cognizant of anything. The Hushvas, on the other hand, are more than up to a lovely old fight. And both of them, well, okay, the one that was stabbed by Meki and got shot by Jonas is going to turn and go and try and bite Jonas. Jonas.
AC3.
It is AC3. Okay. Okay. Shit. What was the? Oh crap. Because here's the problem. I changed it to the assassin's damage value, and now I can't remember what the initial damage value was.
You fool.
But even worse than that, I can't remember whether this was the assassin's damage or the normal damage. So it's even worse. But that's just kind of how it is. Okay.
You fool of a took.
I'm a fool of a took. Okay, it's a Hushva, and it's got a massive mouth, and it's big, and it's a size 2. Okay, so it needs to do more damage than the size 1. I think that's respectable. A size 1 should do this, and the size 2 should do this. So the size 2 is it's this massive bloody Hushva, and it just leaps at you and just tries to bloody well bite you. Unarmed. Actually, no, that needs to be.
And it misses.
If it fails hard enough, can I stick my gun barrel in its mouth?
You can try. Oh, okay. It only got a 19 though. Sorry.
Yeah.
Okay.
Again, so
It's biting at you, but you use your Neull to kind of like avoid it, to kind of bash its mouth away and block its claws and do whatever else. The other one scampers up the side of the Metagragor and wants to have a bite out of Meki. Well, actually, yeah, it's gonna actually try a good old leap slash. That's
AC5.
I know. Just give me a second, because this damage value needs to be slightly higher. AC what? 5.
5.
Wonderful. Oh, you guys are both missing like 1 point.
game.
And Meki's there just dancing.
Mickey, the big Hushva leaps at it and tries to slash at it, but Mickey, being the elite infiltration stealth Mickey is, just dodges out of its way, and it swing misses entirely. Okay. Dame is still down for the count. The mech gets to try and prove itself not absolutely useless. Never mind. Oh, no, actually, that's so it's all it can see is right in front of it, and it sees this bloody Lost, and it raises its rifle.
No.
Okay, first of all, it backs away, raises its rifle, and just unleashes fury upon this Lost that is attacking Schneider. Well, was attacking
What?
Schneider, but it's still just standing there, and that's the problem.
Wait, when did you realize it's standing there with a 98?
Oddie, do you want to maybe try and see if you can stop the Marine from shooting one of your friendlies?
Could do.
Give me a whatever your give me just a computer's roll, or a tech roll, whichever one is higher for you.
feeling and my tech was the exact same, so.
Okay, well, pick either one.
Computer
maximum
intelligence.
IQ, engage. That was being very smart. It's just okay. 14. No,
Hey, good.
brilliant. Oddy, you use the age-old, tried and tested technique of jumping in front of it and waving your arms, and it perfectly understands you. It stops, turns around, and shoots at the Hushfa instead. Yeah. So actually, Oddy, what you do is, seeing that the mech marine is raising its rifle and is about to shoot at the Lost, and seeing that the Lost are deactivated in a sense, they've all kind of slumped down and they're like sort of quivering and howling and moaning at what they've just done. You pull out your little data pad, and you just run and smack it right into one of Mickey's little utility ports the mech marine's utility ports that it somehow has. And you just frantically smash away at the damn thing, and luckily you managed to stop it and just tell it, hey, the Lost aren't our enemies anymore. So it turns around and fires at the Hushfa. And it does 1 damage.
Whoop,
Pew! Pink!
Actual 1 damage.
One damage. It does 1 damage, unfortunately. But at least it didn't anger the Lost to a tragic point. Oddy, what would you like to do with your Mickey?
Oh,
Very nice. Okay. Oddy screams. That's an 11. That barely passes. Okay. Hushfuzz.
Oh no. Wait, I don't need to worry, I'm on the ground.
Pretty much. Oh, okay. 8 versus 8. And 10 versus 8. Neither of them are affected. They
So
stand.
we need to roll as well?
Yes, actually. Thank you for reminding me. I would have let you go off scot-free.
And how big's the radius of it?
Oh,
Just out of curiosity.
massive. Pretty massive. Okay, not that bad. It's not necessary. It's not that powerful, luckily. Okay,
I really don't want to hit
Okay.
our guys.
Okay, it is that powerful, but because it's a massive open area, Mickey's scream just kind of howls off into the distance. Okay. Jim is unfortunately stunned for 1 round. Actually, you know what? You knew it was coming, probably. Actually, no, you didn't, because Mickey still technically acts independently, so you didn't know. So you got Oddy.
I can't get away with some counter death.
Sorry.
I can't say I get away with saying my character's death now.
You unfortunately cannot. So go ahead and let me mark your character as stunned for 1 turn. Or round, I suppose, is actually what we also have than anything else. Okay. Alright.
Only 1 action.
Only has 1 action. Ah,
I still have the high ground.
beautiful. 15. Quad. Bah! Just smacks it. So, Mickey, like, if you've ever seen a movie with, like, a sword guy, he, like, pulls back his blade, like, behind him, and just swings down and goes right through the thing's carapace, leaving this burning orange remnant on the thing. And the Hush screams in pain. And whatnot. Howls in pain and sort of like leaps back a little bit. And Mickey just has this flaming thing. It's like an ignited lightsaber. It's beautiful. And just like flicks his arm and the plasma like turns off. Mickey just stands there like a badass, as if, come, try again, little baby. It's wonderful. And speaking of wonderful, Schneider, what do you want to do? So the lost guy that was trying to claw at you has now suddenly stopped and kind of like stood back and just fell to its knees and started shaking. Behind you, you can hear that Jonas is yelling out Hushfa, and Oddie is also running and yelling out Hushfa, and the mech marine is turned and is shooting at the thing. You also see that Dame has just fallen down, collapsed, and there's just a pool of blood around him. Mickey is on the top of the blimmin' Metagragor like some sort of badass and is just fighting the other Hushfa. What do you want to do?
I could try and stabilize them,
Yeah.
but we need to
You're
get
not
Ashfa
a
too.
good medic.
Exactly, that too. I'm no medic at all, which is the problem.
Yeah, so
You can actually, guys, since you're both LSN like Talanters,
Yeah,
you should
we
both
should
have
have-
like both have one in. You should have like a level 1 in your medic. Please just set it there. And Oddie,
Okay.
what is your medic level, Oddie?
-1.
Okay, you can put it to 2, because that's actually where it should be. Because I'm an asshole.
Wait, was I the only one who had tech medical level 1?
Yep.
Are you kidding me?
Oh my word! And Dame, yours should also. The thing is, none of you have actually had to make a tech medical.
Thing is, I put all my skills into projectile weapons because
Yeah.
Same.
Yeah. Dame,
I just
you.
want to hide in a corner.
Dame, you can you get your your tech medical increased to a 2, because you actually would have because the thing is, you guys technically got this training that gave you guns and whatever, and so you should have a bit of medical because you're bloody soldiers. You should know how to patch a wound, so you know what you're doing. So Oddie, not Oddie, Schneider, if you want to do a medical roll, you're free to.
or secure
Intelligence.
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 Definitely. You need to know how to stop the blood.
Oh
the other-
god, I did it worse, didn't I?
You only succeed in getting a few bandages full of blood, but you don't really stop it. That's the problem. Blood is still
I
flowing.
was thinking more along the lines of good news. He woke up for a few seconds. in pain.
Schneider like goes down and like slaps Dame in the face, and he goes, and Dame like wakes up. But he's still, yeah. So Dame, you can come back to consciousness, but you are still on the bleeding timer. So that's very bad. But okay, so that's basically how that is. And 4. So you managed to wake him up, but you can't really stop the bleeding. It's really bad. Okay, great. That's Schneider's go. Jonas, what do you want to do?
I'm gonna shoot the Hushfa that's in my face.
Beautiful. You've got a shotgun at point blank range with a Hushfa. Would you like AC5? And it's like
I would.
it's 2x2. It's massive. Go for it. Bah bah bah.
Would very much like that.
Lovely. 12 damage right to its everything. Jonas.
Surely it's dead.
So Jonas is blocking the damn thing with his Neull, and just he takes a step back and bah 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 bah, just unloads the full bloody. It's not even that slow actually. It's bah 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 bah, just into the bloody thing. It sends it flying backwards onto this other
Scythe of the mega.
onto the scythe of Metagragor and onto the husk of this other poor downed mech marine. And it falls backwards onto its back, and it's shattered and bleeding, and its face is like torn to bits. Okay, great.
And then I'm gonna reload my Galcion.
Beautiful. Okay. Oddie, what do you want to do?
Stunned.
Oh, of course you're stunned. Do you want to try and give me a mental save one more time? Just see if you can maybe get 1 AP. You can't. Oh, damn it. Okay. Sorry, Oddie. Next time's the charm. Alright. The other two... yes, Shana.
I kind of gonna go soon. So, well, I just took my turn, so I could just leave now and let you guys play as long as you can.
Okay.
Or, well, I don't want to end in battle though. but-
Yeah, let's finish the combat, man.
Jonas, can you literally just take my turn? Like, could work.
Yeah, combat
Basically,
shouldn't last too long. Just shoot him in the face. Honestly.
Thing is, it's gonna take a long time. It
Mate,
does.
there's literally one thing left. Combat's not gonna take a long time.
I'm already like late, so
Schneider, where do you
I-
have to be? What's happening?
no, it's just well, 15 minutes since I could have taken food, and I'm hungry as fuck. So,
Oh, go get food and you can come back, surely.
Yeah, just go grab food and
but
come back.
no, I'll be back in like 10 minutes, and you're finished.
Oh, jeez. um,
Just go,
well, okay, all right. Let's just go. Come on. Okay, so the lost Marines finally regain their footing. They turn and with tactical ability, the one guy goes here and just starts yelling across the chasm to the other lost. If I could please go to him. I need actually no, sorry, leadership is actually what he needs. Okay, he's gonna roll leadership. That needs wisdom, and that's fine. Okay, so he yells across the chasm and sort of gets all the lost to sort of rally slightly. They all sort of come to their senses and start kind of trying to reassemble themselves and stop clawing. And some of them slowly start to stand up. Anyway, and the other one rushes around and just shoots at the back of this Hushfa with his rifle. And bah, bah, bah. But unfortunately, it just plinks off the well, it hits the carapace and goes flying off into the sky. The Hushfa is going to get up and Duel of the Fate style, dun 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 dun, dun, is just going to try and bite and da 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 is going to try and bite Meki. Da da dun dun. Oh god. Okay.
No!
Oh no.
It's
Goodbye, Mickey.
it grabs Mickey by the arm and just rips it off, and then it takes Mickey's other arm and rips it off, and Mickey just goes falling backwards and down the monster onto the ground. Mickey is severely damaged but can be repaired. Just so no one freaks out that Mickey is dead forever, but he's highly damaged.
Mickey's dead.
And Oddie, please just make a note that he has a permanent +1 AC until
Mickey?
yes, Mickey, until he can get more specialized repairs.
Neat.
Just put that down in his thing that he gets +1, or just set his AC up 1. So it's now AC 6. Oh, that's sad. Okay. So the Hushfa tore him apart and just stands there, and then it stands up on its back legs and like pounds its chest like Tarzan. Goes ah, and goes back down. Dame, you're conscious but not stabilized. You should probably stay where you are. So Schneider.
I'm just gonna stay still, and
Yeah.
I'm gonna look over to our good friend over here after saying thank you to Mr. I'm stabilizing you, and I'm gonna give him a thumbs up.
You're lying there, your chest is open and bleeding, and there's just blood pouring everywhere, and you just, in as much as you can, you take your one arm and give the guy a thumbs up. You can barely feel your fingers, you can barely feel your legs. Everything is numb and tingly and like pins and needles. It's horrifying.
It's
But
fine.
it's probably fine. The Mech
I'm
Marine.
stabilized at 1 HP, right?
Sorry.
What's it? Am I stabilized at 1 or 0?
Okay. So Schneider has sort of stabilized you at like, so you're not unconscious. You can do something. You can yell. You can like maybe move a bit. Maybe you could shoot a pistol
Okay.
if you had one.
So I'm stabilized at
But,
1 HP then.
You're stable as a 1 HP basically. Yeah,
Okay.
effectively.
Just want to make sure.
That's okay. Oh, come on, Mech Marine. Alright, that's fine enough. Mech Marine scans the world around it, turns, sees the Hushfa, raises its rifle, and just fires right at the bloody thing. C5. Pung! Oh, critical! The Mech Marine turns, raises its rifle, and as the Hushfa is like up, it's like its neck is exposed, and the Mech Marine fires, and the bullet just goes right into up through its neck, into its head, and it just falls over backwards and skids down the thing, dead. Mechanical revenge, dear brethren. And that is combat over and done with.
Whoop, whoop.
Whoop whoop.
So, first things first, the most important things first. I'm gonna reload.
Perfect. Schneider, do you want to run, get food, and come back?
Yeah.
Go for it.
No.
We can wait. We can wait for like 10 minutes. It's not a problem. Does anyone else have to
I
be
mean,
anyway?
Yeah, I do.
Oh,
I got
crap.
stuff to do. So, I mean,
Okay,
I'll
right.
run.
All right, let's just get you guys on the elevator and finish up. Okay, so the
Run.
sorry?
Basically, run.
Yeah. So okay, guys. Oddie, you go over to Dame and Dame, heal yourself up to half health.
Half health?
Half health. Yeah.
Okay.
And
Get an alliance with the Lost.
yeah, sure. Thing is that Dame is so badly hurt he can't really talk to the Lost right now. So
I'm
hold
gonna
on,
just
I'm
and
I nominate Audie as. Sorry, not Audie.
I was about to say before Audie grabs Mackie and goes, I'm gonna go, hey, John, grab the Mech Marine. I'll take Mackie.
Fair enough.
okay. So
But
Jonas.
also, if anyone was going to talk to a lost day, it probably would be me, because I'm another person that really knows Tavern.
True. True.
That
Okay.
I was gonna point to you.
Oh yeah, hey, you can come out. We cleared it.
Halen sort of slowly gets up onto one leg. He's still limping. He can barely walk, and he's still like bleeding, and he's got blood all over. Well, he's not bleeding, but he's got blood all over himself, and he's very in a bad shape. And he's
I give
shivering.
him a thumbs up.
He is physically shivering in terror, and he slowly pulls
Okay.
himself out, and he kind of just gets himself onto the elevator with you guys. Oddie,
You look in worse condition than I.
No, it's fine, Dame. Say what you want to say.
You look worse than I am. Don't worry though. Don't worry though. For the most part, we should be good for now.
Oh, jeez.
Also, Audie, when you get the parts, please repair the communicator. I don't want friendly fire.
Okay. Oddie also hauls on all the mech marine bodies. So he should probably. So Oddie, you can scrounge up enough parts to repair Dame's communicator. You guys can talk to Ops next time around.
Nah, Mackie's important.
Okay, fine. Repair
Mechie.
Mechie first, and then we'll repair.
Mechie first, then communicate.
Yes, what we're going against, I think we need more people than communication
Yeah.
Yeah.
for right now.
And,
Hey, that was
firstly,
also that was the first knockout of this entire campaign.
Yeah, I know. We've gotten close before, like with the
Okay.
dark one.
Oh yeah, with the dark one, true.
We got very close.
True.
With me trying to punch him.
You and Oddie, actually, yeah, it was a tragedy. Go, sorry, Jonas, what did you want to say? Who wanted to say something?
No.
Okay, Oddie, do you want to say something? I'm going insane. Okay, Dame, finish up, yeah? So I can pull
So,
everything into the...
Yeah.
Okay, great
well-
stuff.
I'll just kind of salute them for the most part as we're leaving.
So you guys drag all of your stuff on the bloody... Oddie also scrounges around for a box or two. Not that box, let's take this box. It's got lots of parts and things and whatever else. And you guys haul your stuff onto the elevator. And Oddie, do you want to go talk to the also, as you guys are doing this, the Lost Marines are like helping you, and they're carrying stuff and whatever, and the Lost are just standing there kind of staring at you bleary-eyed. They're still shivering. They're horrified of that they lost control of themselves.
Makes sense.
Makes sense, definitely should. Oddie, what do you want to say to them? They're standing there, quiet. They're not really moving. They're kind of standing there, sort of deadpan, and well, not really deadpan, but you can't really tell through the masks. They're kind of breathing, and one of them is hurt, and you know. What do you want to do?
It was an honor fighting with you.
Sorry?
It was an honor fighting with you.
Ah, and you obviously say this in Oddie, can you give me a
Yeah.
languages roll?
Yeah, that's not going to happen.
Okay, no, it's fine. So you
Because,
say
as always, no one puts points in this stuff because we don't think it's useful.
no, it's
I put points in it.
Dame is the only one with points in it, which is hilarious, but that's fine. No, it's because I should just give it to you guys anyway. That's actually my fault. It's entirely my fault.
Well, it's not likely that we were going to come across anyone who uses that language, so not really. Not really.
Oddie, you go over. Yeah, true. So Oddie, you go over to Dame. You take his like translator thing and like dictionary, whatever else Guffy probably has. Actually, he does probably. I don't know. Whatever. But you take some of his communication equipment. You go up to the Lost and you kind of like just hook it onto yourself and try and hash up a little thing. And then you basically say they're Lost, honor fighting with you. And one of the Lost guys extends a hand. It seems to be a shake or something. It's like a flat palm. And he basically says back to you, thank you. It's a little more long and drawn out than that. He does like a little speech, but basically it amounts to thank you. And he turns and motions to the Lost that are kind of pooling up behind him. And to his compadre, who's trying to bandage up one of his arms as you're standing there, and basically that's probably as much as you could probably say within reason.
Wait, before we go, show them how to use the elevator so when we get up they can call it back down.
What you want to do, Ollie?
Yeah, try to explain how to use the elevator. So this is only step one.
The one Lost Marine removes its mask, its helmet, and you can see underneath it, it's actually quite a pristine human face. It's actually not very bad. It's actually quite clean. It's got slight bits of like purple on it and a little bit of like scarring, as if someone had been cutting his face with a scalpel. Looks almost perfectly human, except for those unfortunate damages. And he's as he takes it off, because you're like by the elevator controls, you're like patting it and like being like, this is how you do this, because you just started basically. And he kind of just grins at you and says in quite broken Neo-Terran, he says to you, we already know how elevator works. Get back on and go do something. It's quite amusing the way he says it, and you're kind of quite surprised. And he ushers you back onto the elevator. You get back on the elevator, he and his comrades stand there. By the way, the one that talked to you is the one that was bandaging his arm. He took off his helmet because he also got a bit scratched. A bit of his like helmet got scratched, and so it also hurt him as well. And he says that to you basically, and his compadre nods, and they say, we will help you if you need it. And he hands you a little kind of like old-fashioned radio. It's like Expanse era. It's like really old. Must have been something that was left down here. And you take it from him, and he holds out a literal copy of it in his hand, and he says, "You call, we will come." And at that, they kind of step out of the door. As they get out, the one guy goes over the console, smacks it, and the door just slams down. Boom. And you step back, and slowly the elevator begins to rise.
Oh, bad news, everyone. We're not on an elevator.
I just want to say I have a really bad feeling for when the assassins move through this.
You never know.
This could be literally a walk in the park for us, though.
Yeah, but we might just end up fucking over the alliance we just made.
Well,
You know?
Wait, hold on. I will say this. Adi, I hate to say it, but we probably need to contact Ops. We've been out of contact them for a while. They might assume we're dead, and they might change their plans based on that.
Okay, so you guys are in the elevator, by the way, so you're free to shuffle stuff around. There's not much space. There are walls around you, and like there's like a big metal door.
Do we know? Yeah, is there only one door?
There seems to be every wall around you seems to be a door.
Motherfucker!
You're surrounded by doors.
How many boxes did we grab?
Sorry.
Just one.
Well, this is... Motherfucker. Oh,
Well, we got corpses.
yeah, true, but still, it doesn't help.
Just lay down.
I don't think the corpses count, sadly.
I can't really lay down when I have a Neull, you know? It's a lot too shell-fed and such.
It's very
I can't
true.
really just be lying down with it.
By the way, all players can move around the mech corpses and the box, so you guys can set up whatever you want.
We
Okay.
can only move around two of the corpses.
Well, I've just been
Yeah.
setting them up. Give me a second.
Should I get rid of the clock and just keep the red dot?
Yeah. Well, okay. You sort of you've healed yourself, but leave the red dot. That's fine. It's just so that I remembered that you're weakened in certain
This is fine.
circumstances. But yeah, beyond that, you're fine. And Oddie, do you want to just give me a tech roll to see how well you can put Meki back together?
I was saying we might want to turn on the communicator first, so we don't, so other people don't begin shooting the loss as soon as they come up. You know, that might be a good idea.
You never know.
But
Lapsus, I can't move the corpse atop.
Oh, sorry. All players, save changes. Oh, also, so how did you do, Oddie? Oh, you did a 9. Very nice. Okay, so you put Meki back together at about say 75. Okay, let's put him in half health. Put him in half health. You can put him back together. It's a 9 actually. It's very good, but you still got a nat 1 in there. But it's fine. Put him together at 50, and then I'll add a little bit extra to his HP, and you can get plus that. Oh no, wait, that's a bit too much. There you go. Okay, there you go. That's about where he is. And Oddie, Schneider, are you still here?
Yep.
Great stuff. Oddie, do you want to go over to the Mech Marine and give and give it a little makeover?
Yeah.
Excellent.
And also update software a bit.
Sure. Give me a
So you
take.
don't have to scan as often as it does.
And I just casually, like, you know, reach into my pockets, pull out 2 spray cans, and them over. 1 orange, obviously.
The two brothers just go to work, and by the end of it, it's beautiful.
Oh, you'd already prepped that.
So Laps, what meant to be rolling to improve its AI?
Yes. Roll me a computers, or post tech. Actually, give me both, because that's actually pretty
that
good.
would be pre-tech.
Well,
Well,
post-tech, pre-tech.
because that's the only tech I gave him. That's what he's going to use.
That's fair enough.
Oh my
Okay,
god.
yeah, it's good.
Oh yes.
I don't know if it
He's
has to
got.
scan anymore. Yeah, I was about to say, I don't know if it has to scan anymore, except like the first round.
It does not need to. Okay, it doesn't need to do its intelligent assessment anymore, and it only needs to scan like once every few rounds whenever I feel like the environment has changed sufficiently to warrant something. So basically, it's pretty much as good as like the freaking Scarburator. that is a 12 and a 14, dear brother. That's amazing.
My Web Army's coming up.
Freaking
Oh yeah.
and of course you disassemble the other mechs and like put them into bits and just upgrade the things.
Build
So-
walls.
You upgrade the thing's armor. Do you want to give it a Galzine rifle, or actually, does anyone have a spare Galzine rifle that they picked up per chance? I think Schneider has
get
one.
my shotgun.
Oh yeah. You take your shotgun away from Halen. Helen is like just gives it to you because obviously it was yours. And Schneider, you have a spare Galzine rifle because luckily you picked up 2 at
Yep.
one stage.
Mhm.
So you hand one to Halen and you give it to the Mech Marine, and now it has a proper like nice Galzine rifle. It's like, oh yeah.
It still has its other weapon.
It still has it puts its bullet rifle into its holster.
I also have a
Oh.
knockoff Illyrian GCD rifle.
Oh
which I
yeah.
found,
Oh yeah.
If in case any other mech needs a weapon.
Wonderful.
We're gonna build a mech army.
I love
Um,
it. What's
How
up?
do you get it to 3?
Remember the one we left behind on the ship?
Oh yeah,
We have, yeah, we have the actual mech.
the big plate mech. The plate mech.
Yeah, but
Exactly.
it's
Yeah.
not. It's not serving us though.
Yeah, it's like defending the bridge, but like that's it's still Neull
Exactly.
Squad's mech. It's fine. Maybe it'll come help you at some point, but that's gonna have to be way later.
Can you imagine the reaction of other LSN people as like they're watching, like going through Neull Squad, just like boarding the ship? Hey, hold your fire, it's friendly. But that's an enemy mech.
It's like it's easy.
It's our pet now.
People are gonna freak out. But anyway, okay, so that's that. The mech is fine. Mickey is repaired. Dame, you're at half health. I can actually remove the red dot from you. Actually, it's fine. Okay, Ollie, you repair. Okay, so here's the point I've been waiting for at least. Ollie, explain to me how you repair the Dame's communication pad.
With a bang.
Beautiful. So Oddie takes Dame's pad. He goes and searches through the box that he grabbed, and he finds some good parts. Because the stuff that was broken was quite rudimentary components, and he just attaches his little communicator, types in some code, done with that, and he hands it back to Dame. Dame, you now have your quantum communication thing is now repaired. Okay, Oddie reattaches it into your suit because it's actually quite a hefty thing. It's quite hefty. It's a big like box that just is attached to your back in a sense, into the suit's back, and now it's back operational. What do you want to say? So there's like a bit of static, and Oddie gives it a smack every now and then to try and recalibrate. That's what you want to do.
Okay, so, well, I'm going to say, calling in, can you hear me? Hello?
Hello? Hello, who is this?
God. Put me through to ops.
Wait, did you get an intern?
Who is this? Can you please give me your squad identification name, the colors of the LSN, and your first name, please?
Neull, blue and orange, and Adrian.
Shame. No. Okay. So what? So okay. So you turn on the communicator. You try to speak into it, and the first thing that happens is there's a guy on the other side, and he doesn't sound at all like that. I was just making a joke. But there's a guy on the other side, and he's
Will, would you stop?
Will. There seems to be he's like an officer or something. He goes, "Hello, is this Neull Squad?" And of course Dame says, "Hell yes, this is Neull Squad." And he goes, "Dear God!" And you can hear him run off, and he's screaming, he's yelling into the background, and there's a kerfuffle, and there's guys yelling back and forth. You can't really tell, you can't decipher at all what's going on, but you hear running, and Ops gets back onto comm, and he's like, "Neull Squad, dear God, people, we thought we'd lost you. What the hell is going on? Report, where the hell are you?"
Oh, okay, hold on. Just give me a second. No, okay. So, basically, we ran into some trouble. There's a gigantic city, like... How should I say this? You know what, John? Please explain. I basically just kind of tossed the...
Excuse. Will, fucking cut it.
Sorry, I wired over to him. I wired over to John because
Okay.
I'm kind of injured and I'm just kind of like, this is fine.
You could
But
probably,
I will say,
yeah.
if you see anything that looks like a human that's been mauled by a bear,
Yeah.
try not to shoot them too much, because we have allied with them for the moment. They will help us retake the ship.
Brilliant.
Terms are to be discussed later, I assume.
You can give it to Jonas because Oddie's been doing a lot of stuff lately.
Actually, that's fair enough. Jonas, take it, please.
Okay, Jonas, what do you want to do?
Current.
Dame
I
hands.
wired over to him.
Yeah, Dame connects Ops to you.
Yeah.
Ops says, "Where the hell are you?" First of all.
Oh, first of all, I mean, we're on a big fucking elevator coming up from what looked like a fucking antique city. Like, way old.
That is bizarre.
Didn't look Medorian. Not at all. Not whatsoever.
Did it look human?
Oh yeah, no doubt.
Could you ascertain an error at all? You estimate about expanse time, sort of.
Yeah, expanse, I guess.
Dear
I ain't
God.
exactly good at history, but yeah, expanse is what I think.
That's very bizarre.
So take a picture of the mech marine.
So you go over and because Dame has obviously the communication feed which is now working again, so now Ops can see what you see and hear what you hear, and Dame just kind of looks over to the mech and you can hear Ops kind of gasp.
But before anything else, there may have been a slight recoloration. Heads up.
There's a gasp and Ops starts laughing to himself. Well, he's kind of like it's like a relieved giggle as he sees the blue and orange then, and obviously he sees that you two are like holding spray cans and like that you've repainted it. He's kind of laughing. He's laughing in relief, and he's like, "Dear God, Neull, I think I know where that's from. You're gonna have to hold for a little while. What is the state of your squad?"
All good plus one. Or, well, two, actually.
All good.
Plus
Okay.
the mech and plus this lad we found.
Oh yes.
Just looks over at Halen.
I'm not in the best condition, however.
So you motion him to Halen, and effectively, yeah. So okay, so you show him to Halen, and Halen comes over and says, you know, I'm okay. Well, he's very hurt, but he manages to tell Ops where he's from, and Ops can kind of narrow down the location of where he was probably taken from, or where he was when he somehow got, you know, captured into the Medorian mothership, or whatever the hell happened, or whether he attacked it, or whatever. And so he gives Ops this information. Ops can't really do much more than that. Also, yeah, I want to save the rest of this for next time because Paul Schneider has to go. But
Wait, one last thing.
Yeah.
We should probably say something about the Metagragor.
Oh
and the
yeah.
higher life form we detected, or not
Oh,
detected,
right.
but fought against.
Oh, right. Yeah, that's a fair point. There was a big fucking asshole.
Hold on.
Also, Dame,
Actually,
you.
I believe,
yeah,
I believe our suit has recording technology.
It
so
does,
I was
it does.
probably recording this.
I was about to say, actually, sir, I think it's better if you take this. I'm probably gonna shout way too many profanities for this.
Oh, okay.
sorry.
Ops, we face a large creature which was identified by the loss as the Metagragor. It appeared to be
Metagragor.
defending this. It
Go on.
appeared to be defending the downstairs area, not the downstairs, but the elevator, I should say. And the moment anyone would try to activate it, it would immediately charge to this location.
Bizarre. That's
But then when we-
strange. And Ops is looking over the video footage you sent him. Go on.
And then as soon as it dies, I was like, we believed that we subdued it. However, when we went to investigate, and then that thing emerges. That emerged, and we found out that energy weapons have a reduced effect against it.
Neull's still good though.
He had a shotgun, however.
And the bullet rifles and melee and all that other stuff. Ops is looking over this footage and he's a bit dumbstruck. And you can hear him physically move from his desk and go over to something, and you can hear talking in the background. You can hear the smacking of files, and it sounds like there's a book. It's very weird, but he takes out this there's like pages turning, and there's like someone else talking to him. It's quite indecipherable in the background, but there's talking, and he comes back. He says, "I have no clue what the hell that is, Neull. I'm damn glad you survived it, however."
Hold on,
yeah.
I need to note one thing. Please inform other squads on the station to beware of life forms such as this. It appears to have the ability to impede movement, force people to drop their weapons, and it has some control over electricity. I
It
don't
was a
know-
right cunt, it was.
Hey, you know how in those like comics when you're a kid, you
Yeah.
see those things with mind-bending abilities? It kind of felt like that, and I dislike that
Dear God. Understood,
very
Neull.
much.
Understood, Neull. I'll forward this information to other assaulting squads. Jeez. That's very bad. I will. Okay, so by the way, you're also on this elevator, and it's taking you up what feels like an eternity. It's just going and going. You can't see up because there's a ceiling, but it's just going and going.
Oh yeah, hey boss.
Yeah.
Any other really major squads on station that we know of? Or that Ops knows?
So you know that there's Maverick, there's you
Gonna
guys.
ask that.
Sorry.
No, I was just gonna ask that. Like John is literally read my mind.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm half metaing trying to get Ed intel on the assassins being here, but you know,
So there's Neull's. Okay, so obviously there's you guys, there's Mavis Mavericks, and there's a variety of other lesser known and well, okay, there's other relatively unnamed squads and splinters and sticks operating, but Ops does say that he's noted there's a strange. There's another strange Ellison squad operating in the area behind where you guys were. Oh, by the way, Ops sort of knew where you were because you guys have like location tracking. He had no clue what you were in or how deep you were, but he knew roughly where you were in the lunar class. So he was tracking you. And behind you there was another squad. And he's like, yes, he says this and this, and there's also an unknown squad that was behind you. We're not entirely sure what that belongs to. So there's your assassins.
wait, a squad we don't know about. That's
Indeed, Neull.
Hey, do
a
hey,
little spooky.
do inform them to find the more an armored lost and try to avoid all fighting with them when possible. It
Understood.
seems like they dislike us killing them.
Understood, Neull. I will transmit it along if I can even get comms to the damn bastards. It doesn't seem they have a working commander or any level of, well, there seems to be a Star Stalker, but we're struggling to get information through to them. We've not been able to raise them on communications yet. So he gives you this long spiel.
Perhaps we should have left the mate behind.
And,
Yeah, probably.
and as this is happening, you realize that there's a ping from Maverick. Give me a second. And yeah. So, all right, gentlemen, that's where we're gonna leave it for now.
Really, cliffhangering it.
And next time we'll see what Maverick has to say.
Really?
We'll
Wait,
see
there's two things. Firstly, look at what I posted. This was when I fell down, and that thing looks surprisingly like the unknown creature.
Oh, definitely. No, that's perfect. That's horrifying.
So then I was like, it's perfect.
It is perfect. It is absolutely perfect. When Dave fell down, and then when the giant spindly monster runs away. That's perfect. I like that. Excellent. Okay, gentlemen, and that's where we're going to leave it. So, Schneider, you can go get your food. And until next time, everybody, cheery, reario.
He's like,
Complex.
Weetabix.